Hello, my name is Arri and I've been part of Attentive ever since I was 16. I've just turned 20, so it's quite a journey that I've made, and I've made this video just to walk you through the progress and all the things that I've learned while part of this wonderful enterprise. So these are some of the main areas of involvement in Attentive. We've got projects, and they're usually the most fun activities in my opinion. It involves a lot of interaction with people, large public engagements, and obviously all the work that you put behind the scenes to make the project run. A couple of examples would be Luton, stop and think, look into the window, be safe, and there are many, many more. And also workshops. They're one of my favourite activities just because I love the education behind it and learning about different topics, as well as obviously going into schools and these professional environments and making sure that there is a difference when I present the workshops. A couple of projects, so I'm just going to go more in depth now. These are some of the main projects for me that have made a significant impact. So we've got Luton, a project that was designed to embrace the different cultures and diversities in Luton. Stop and Think, it's a project that was designed to raise awareness of knife crime, the effects it has, and sort of de-escalating conflicts. The Window, also known as Looking Through the Window, we run this one during lockdown to help people cope with the emotional side of being, stuck in the house. And Be Safe, another social media project that raises awareness of how to keep safe for young people. But it's not limited just to young people. I think the main audience is young people. Luton. So Luton was the first project I ever took part in, and also the first project that I managed. To be honest, it was slightly terrifying to have this much responsibility at such a young age. I was 16, and I had just joined, but Montel's guidance and help made it an enjoyable learning journey rather than a terrifying experience. Some of the skills that I've learned, how to handle people and make sure the work gets done in time. I think one of the biggest things, it's handling people and realizing that actually if you tell someone to get something done, you might have to chase them up and make sure that they do get it done. How to get organized and stay in task for myself as well as other people. I was 16 at the time and I am not naturally the most organized person, so having to sit down and organize my time to make sure that the project actually gets done, that was a very big skill that I've learned that helps me to today. Public speaking, I presented the entire Luton, which was, again, slightly terrifying, having to speak in front of, 100, 200, 300 people at a time. But as time went by, even in the event, the first 10 minutes was sort of scary. And then I got more used to doing it, and it actually started becoming a lot of fun. And how to engage and work with other charities and enterprises. It's a very big task to reach out there to other people that do similar things as Attentive and keep them engaged and make them want to work with us. And it was a very big lesson to learn how to write professional emails, how to talk on the phone, how to keep in touch with people so that they remember who I am and where I am from. Stop and Think. This is another project that was done around knife crime, as I previously said, and these are some of the components of the project. We had music with rapping and songs, artworks created by the young and old, guests such as the PCC that spoke on the importance of knife crime and how individuals actually reach that extent. Food from around the world, which is something that we have in almost all of our projects. It's just something that really gets people coming together. Looking Through the Window was a lockdown project that we did, and it was the first one. It was run during the lockdown, and it was to help individuals cope with being in the house all the time. We had a lot of tech difficulties, to be honest with you. It was the first fully online project we had done, and it took some time to get used to how to keep people engaged online and how to actually create the work we were doing. It's so easy to do things in a physical manner, but when it comes online, there's a lot of skills that go behind it. So we had to overcome a lot of adversity, and with time, specifically I learned how to engage online people as well as several new platforms. Just off the top of my head, we had to learn how Zoom and Teams and breakout rooms. I don't know if you guys remember, it was a complete mess. By the end of it, we managed to understand how they work and make the best use out of them. And the final project. So the final project incorporated several pieces of work that people would hand in, and they can all be displayed on our website if you are interested in looking at that. Be Safe, it was the second online project that we done, and it was around safety on the streets, on the internet, just overall safety in general. And in my opinion, it was the most educative one. So I've learned so much from this project, just from the point of view of, how to keep your password safe, how to keep your identity safe, what to do if somebody approaches you on the street. We even had a little bit of interaction from the police, in the sense of, when can you approach the police, if you feel unsafe. So yeah, Be Safe taught me, as well as the participants, tips on how to keep safe on the streets, online and in public areas. And also, there was a lot of design behind it, which is one of my interests, art. We had to create a lot of flyers and posters. Every single member of the team was involved in creating these, so I think everyone learned a lot about different platforms and how to actually put different design elements together. Moving on to workshops, presenting workshops and presenting different things, it's a very, very big skill that I've learned from Attentive. So the workshops are delivered to schools as well as professional bodies. It's not limited to just one type of audience. Attentive caters for all type of audiences. And workshops, they mean that not only I have to present, but also create the material. So just from this point of view, there is so much learning to be done from the point of understanding how to plan, even an hour for young people, how to keep them engaged, how to keep different activities on track and make sure that everyone is taking the most and learning the most out of the experience we're providing. I moved to university when I was 18, and I had two main priorities, which I think a lot of people have. The first one, at least, I hope so, university grades and going to lectures, and also, for me, Attentive. So because of this university commitment that I had made, it meant that I had to be so much more cautious of how I spend my time and be more organised. I always make fun of the thing that I have a planner now, and when I was 16, I never would even imagine having a planner to organise things and put them all down to make sure that everything gets done. But I think the skills that I've learned and this journey that I've done through Attentive really helped me become a better, more successful person in the real world when I moved on to university. Overall experience, I think I'm so grateful to have Montal as a mentor and to still be part of Attentive and engage in all the projects and skills that are being taught. I think it has definitely made me a more successful person and definitely built me up in a different way from my peers, and I would absolutely recommend it to anyone that has the opportunity to join an Attentive. So I'd like to thank you, my mentor Montal, and as well as recommend it to literally every single person that has the opportunity to get involved.